Awesome. Happy Monday, Inspire Beauty. Okay. And really sisterhood and really anyone catching the replay. My name is Brittany Frost. If you're watching this because somebody else gave you the link and you are a part of maybe a bod group or you're part of a Beachbody team, community, whatever, what have you, right? Welcome. I'm Brittany Frost. And what we as some leaders on our team have decided this year we wanted to start doing was pouring more opportunities into people to get really successful on your journey. In January, we had a kickoff call to start the year. And if you weren't a part of our groups yet, that's okay. You can go back and you can catch the replay. But we did a kickoff call in January to kind of walk you through all the tools that you have access to. And I was really racking my brain thinking, I want this to be a monthly thing where every month we kick off the month strong for everyone. It doesn't matter whether you're coaching others, coaching yourself, or simply just trying to get back into a routine and trying to just like rip the Band-Aid and start your journey. It doesn't matter where you fall in that spectrum. I wanted a space where once a month we could kick off the month together and I could bring you tools, resources, tips, tricks, inspo that's going to help you win your month. That's going to help you hit your goals. That's going to help cultivate consistency. And last month we talked all about the tools and resources. And I really was like, I could do that again because there's brand new people. There's people who probably didn't get a chance to hear the call and all the things. But then I got to thinking about it and I thought success leaves clues. And so I want to start kind of giving you guys some of those clues on a month-to-month basis of some of the people in and around this community who are really successful in certain pieces of their journey. Yeah. And so I was thinking one of my favorite things that we have, I call it like the Silver Platter, which is basically we take a bunch of things that we think are pretty awesome and we put them on a very imaginary silver platter and we say, here, take from it what you will. And one of the things that we put on this platter was this Zoom room called Win the Morning. And this became a thing when the pandemic first started and everything shut down. We were doing Zoom before Zoom was cool. You know what I mean? Like we were doing Zoom before Zoom was cool. And so one of the things we thought about was how can we serve our community more in virtual opportunities? And so we decided to start doing a once a week Friday, Win the Morning, like end your week strong sort of workout where everyone could get on Zoom. We could all just press play silently and do the dang thing and just finish our week strong together. Well, that was really great from about March through December. And there was such a great turnout that I decided coming into 2021 that we would have a Zoom room that was open 24/7, 365 for you to come on here. And yes, it's called Win the Morning. But more importantly, hold yourself to the highest standard possible. To come and have a space where you do the things you said you were going to do, even if you don't feel like it in the moment. It's a place where you come and you keep promises to yourself. So we call it Win the AM because a lot of our people get on in the morning and bust out their morning and set the tone for their day. But truly, you don't have to, because I'm already going to break a freaking excuse that I'm sure you've already had in your life at some point is, oh, I missed the morning, so I can't get on. Not true. It's actually open 24/7, 365, but we do call it Win the AM because I believe winning the morning sets the tone for your day. I'm going to introduce people here in a second. I promise you that, but I've got, I have to give you like a little piece of what's on my heart. And I know that for me, when I started my journey with Beachbody, it was like 8.5 or so years ago. I was not a win the morning kind of person. I was a snooze, grab, put your hair in a messy bun. Hopefully it doesn't look too dirty, dry shampoo, put on your clothes, run out the door. And maybe if you have time, stop at Dunkin' for the largest size sugary vanilla latte you can possibly find and just get through your day. It wasn't win the morning. It was survive the day. That's how life was like for me. And I'll tell you, when I became a Beachbody coach, I wasn't immediately light bulb moment. All of a sudden I was waking up at 5 a.m. and drinking green juice and living my best life. It was a process. Like everyone's journey, it was a process. And I had a different place in my day when I was a school teacher that served me and my goals and my schedule, my lifestyle. And then eventually I realized that what I did in the morning started to really set a tone for my day. So I started to practice things that I wanted to add to my morning routine. So the kinds of morning routines that you may see some of the people have today it wasn't always like that, is what I'm trying to say. And for me, it wasn't always like that, but it's because I built this over time, I see the value in it. And so I nudge other people towards the value for themselves, not duplicating just what Brittany does or what any of these panel speakers do tonight, but truly cultivating something that is yours, that is sacred to you, that you actually look forward to doing before the rest of the day. So many people in our world, I promise you, the first thing that happens when the alarm goes off is this: consuming other people's lives, other people's dreams, other people's ideas, other people's words, before we even have a chance to think about what we care about for ourselves. And so this whole idea of winning the morning is a place of peace, quiet, movement, energy, focus, clarity, all the things that help align you towards what you want in this one precious life you have. So I know you probably got on here and you're like, I want to do awesome in February and I want to work out more. And yes, you absolutely can. I'm going to get deep with you though. Like, this goes deeper than that. It's deeper than a workout. It's deeper than a shake. And I believe that if we can start to peel back layers on our best self, we truly start to realize the depth that goes. And that's when things like workouts don't seem like a challenge to us. It's just that thing we do to create the energy we want, right? So I'm going to get off my soapbox about all that, because there's people who have much more important things to say tonight, and much more, consistency surrounding their journey that I'm just in awe of over and over and over again. These are the gals that I look forward to seeing every morning, because they never miss a beat. They never miss a beat. So before we kick off with some questions, it's going to be kind of Q&A style. I want them to introduce themselves. We've got, and I'm going to go in no particular order, and then you guys can unmute and introduce yourselves. But we've got Andrea joining us, who's going to speak tonight. We've got Amanda Stone joining us to speak tonight. Bridget is going to be speaking for us tonight, and Olivia/Liv is going to speak for us tonight about just what they've learned in their journey. And hopefully there's some nuggets you can take along the way. I am a pencil, pen, paper kind of person. I process things better by writing down things that I hear that I want to stick. So if that's you, grab it. You got a second? And ladies, unmute yourselves, introduce yourselves before we kick off.
All right, I'll get started. I'm Andrea. I joined Beachbody in November of 2018. I already had a fitness routine. I was going to the gym, doing my thing. I wouldn't say that I really knew a ton about nutrition. I had gotten involved with a trainer a couple years prior to syncing up with Brittany, and I've gotten to some restrictive eating, disordered kind of mindset. And I just didn't know where to go next. I knew that wasn't the right thing. But I didn't start coaching the business until 2020 when the pandemic hit. I had lost my job, so I found it as an opportunity to provide support to my family, which I live in Detroit, Michigan. And my family includes my husband, John, and my dog, Louie, and John's 2 cats.
Okay, I'll go next. Hi, I'm Liv. I live in Saginaw, Michigan. I live here with my husband and our dog Zeke, and I am an expecting mother. So that's exciting. I started in Beachbody in 2017. Did it for a year and a half without zero support, and then found Brittany online and moved to her team in 2018. And then became really consistent in like 2019, I would say. And then, yeah, that's about it.
All right, I'll go. I'm Amanda Stone. I live near Richmond, Virginia, and I live with my husband and my daughter, Ada, and our 2 dogs, and a soon to be another little girl in May. So I joined Beachbody in 2017, but not with this team. I was on a different team for a few years, and then summer of 2020, I switched to Inspire Beauty, and that's about it.
I'm Bridget. I live in Barrington, New Jersey with my husband, our daughter Ella, our son Jeffrey, and I am also expected baby number 3 in May as well. I joined last year. Tomorrow is actually 11 months since I pushed play on my first workout. March 1st was my first workout, and it's been a great year, almost year. But so I just started, but I have learned a lot, and I did not have support, before starting, and I've just noticed that the support has led to my success in the last year.
So good. Okay. So you guys will notice, like, among these ladies, what I love the most is that they wear a lot of hats, but seasons wise, their seasons are shifting. Like when I met Andrea, when she joined, she wasn't married yet. She actually didn't even know John. He lived like literally around the block from her. I didn't even know he existed. How cool is that, right? But like total shifts of seasons, and now watching like Olivia become a first-time mama, and watching Bridget take on baby 3, and Amanda now with 2 girls that are looking up to mom as a role model, right? And like just the hats that shift. I love that this has gone with them through it all. I hope you see that, because so many times people will be like, oh, I can't right now because, this is happening. And if for every fill in the blank that's happening in your life or someone's life or will happen or has happened, I can point to a coach, whether it's on this team or somewhere else in the network, that has successfully clawed their way through that path by still showing up for themselves. So, it's one of those things where I'm so inspired by these ladies, by how they're showing up through their seasons. Ladies, I'm going to combine 2 questions together. I'm going to actually combine the first 2 questions so you can kind of bundle them when you answer. So number 1, I want you guys to walk everybody through what your morning routine looks like. Like, tell us about it, okay? And then also tell us whether or not you were a morning person when you started all of this, okay? So we'll just go in that same order. I'm going to kick it off to Andrea.
So I was a morning person, honestly, before Win the Morning. When I started working out, I was doing my workouts at the gym after work, and it was honestly really hard. Like, I didn't know when I would leave work. It could be 5 o'clock, it could be 6 o'clock, it could be close to 7 o'clock. And then I would make up like all the excuses in the book on why I wouldn't go do my workout. And I just wasn't as consistent. I'd rather just go home and eat dinner and do chores and go to bed. So I started to like slowly shift and make myself go work out in the morning so that I didn't have the excuse at the end of the day. I also at the time was living in Pittsburgh, and my commute to work was 45 minutes on a good day. So I would go to the gym in the morning so that I didn't have to worry about being in rush hour before going to the gym. So joining Beachbody, I kind of already was into a morning routine. But I was really drawn to Brittany because she had this routine that consisted of prayer and devotional, and I didn't have that. I always wanted to try to figure out how to fit that into my day, and I said I was gonna like say my prayers before my head hit the pillow, and it like never happened. So that was one of the big reasons why I wanted to learn from Brittany. So my morning routine does now include, I wake up and I get my Energize, and I let the dog out, and then I dive into devotionals. I have some Bible apps that I follow that I've also learned from other Beachbody girls. Kind of go through some of that, and then I go downstairs and I press play on my workout. I actually do my PD while I'm getting ready for the day. I listen to Audible while I'm getting ready.
I think, Olivia, you were second. Welcome back. I'm glad He made it back. Olivia, we're talking about walking us through what does your personal morning routine look like? And then let us know if you were always a morning person or what's had to shift, like how did that develop?
Okay, sorry about that. No, I was not a morning person at all. I was definitely like a hit snooze as many times as I possibly could. Shower if I had time, go to work, and then come home whenever. When I started Beachbody in 2017, those like never changed even, where I would like try to get up in the morning, but it wouldn't always happen. And then 2018, when I joined Brittany, I was like, I can do this, I got this, and still didn't happen. And then 2019, I was planning a wedding. So for some reason, it was like right before my bridal shower, it hit me. Like I was just saying, I think it was like a Saturday or Sunday. And in the morning, I was like, I am going to like be a wife. I want to be a mother. Like I need something that is going to like get me up, do the thing, and just like I want to be present for myself first before I'm present for everyone else. So we were reading in October because it happened in November. In October, we were reading the 5 a.m. Club, and I was reading that very slowly with you guys. And then I was like, okay, like tomorrow when I wake up, I am starting T20, Transform 20, and I am doing the dang thing. It's 20 minutes a day, and I'm going to read like 10 minutes of this book. So I like literally just read the 5 a.m. Club for 10 minutes in the morning. And then while I like drank my pre-workout, and then I went and did T20, and that was it. And I like had zero motivation. I didn't want to do it. And from there, I built my routine. So I now like wake up at 4:45. My routine has changed a lot because of being like at work versus not at work, like working from home. But I do work full time, so I'd have to get it done in the morning. So I wake up at 4:45. I always eat breakfast. That's a huge thing for me. I don't know why. I'm starving in the morning. And I drink my pre-workout at the same time. During that, I will do the Holy Bible app. I really enjoy that. I got that actually from Andrea, I believe is who I stole that from. And I really enjoy doing that. And then I read my personal development. It takes about an hour and 15 minutes now for my routine to just sit there and do nothing. Well, that's what my husband says all the time. He's like, you just sit there and do nothing. I'm like, yeah, honey, I do nothing. It's fine. I'm just reading and growing my mind. It's no big deal. And then at 6 o'clock, I get ready for my workout and I do my workout. I join around like 6:20 is usually when I join Win the AM with everyone else. It changes from day to day. And then I get on with my day. And now I have a routine where I'm like, okay, you have to be showered and drinking your Shakeology by 8 a.m. So that is my morning routine. And it took a while to get there.
I love, Olivia, that you point that out, that it was a process. And so that's what I hope tonight, or whenever you're listening to this call, that you understand. I hope you get excited to just do one thing and get really good at that one thing, and then stack something on top of that, and then start to kind of like stretch that morning routine, right? Like Olivia's given herself more space in it, but it didn't start that way. So many people are talking about the 5 a.m. Club now in the chat. You guys, it's such a good book. It's such a game changer. And I love that Olivia shared that she didn't really want to do it, but she started filling her mind with things that would help motivate her to, because that's essential, right? Like if you're always hearing that voice in your head that says, I'm not motivated, I don't feel like it, you're going to start listening to that voice. So she was countering that with another voice that was saying, no, win your morning, elevate your life. And that voice started to get louder than the voice that said, I don't feel like it, right? I love that. All right, who was next? Amanda, tell us about your morning routine, friend.
Yeah, so my alarm goes off at 5 a.m. I think I didn't wake up that early until I read the 5 a.m. club as well. But yeah, so it goes off at 5 a.m. I do tend to not get out of bed right at 5 a.m. I do scroll my phone a little bit, but I'm usually downstairs in my basement by 5:45, getting ready to push play on my workout. And I'm starting to add in at least 10 minutes of personal development because I find it a lot easier to read in the morning because I tend to fall asleep at night. So I get less reading done if I'm reading while I'm laying on the couch. And then I do my workout, and then I have to be back upstairs getting lunches and breakfast together because I also work full time and have to leave the house by like 7:50. But I found it a lot easier to make excuses in the afternoon. Like if you were coming home late from work, or if dinner took longer to cook or something like that, it was so easy to make an excuse not to work out or take something out of, your routine. So I started working out in the mornings, and to be honest, the only real excuse you have not to work out in the morning is if you slept past your alarm. And sometimes you can even still squeeze it in, even if you miss the first one. So I've found that I like it a lot better working out in the morning. There's a lot less excuses, and it's also like really nice to focus on yourself in the morning a little bit. So
I love it. Bridget, we'll pass it to you.
Right. So I was definitely probably not a morning person either. I, like everyone, I would, when I would go to the gym, it would be after work, and that was like on the rare occurrences that I would actually make it there because, again, all the excuses. I'm tired. I just want to go home. I'm hungry. I just want to go home and eat. Like all the excuses. And even when I first started, I don't really think I was actually doing it first thing in the morning, or as early as I'm doing it now. And but I realized how much better I feel when I do it in the mornings, because taking care of two kids is a lot, two toddlers is a lot. And I realized I need to pour into my cup first, because if not, I'm pouring into them all day. And by the afternoon, I am completely and utterly drained. So I need to get it in at first thing in the morning because it just makes me feel better. I can feel a difference in myself when I move my body in the morning and when I don't. And it really is a mood changer as well for me, as well. And then so I don't always get up right away. I have been getting better with getting up earlier than I have been. I just make sure I get that morning cocktail, my Energize, because that's really helps me. And I do a Bible study and personal develop, and then I just move my body. And sometimes the kids are awake and I have to make sure they're settled first and get them something to watch on TV and whatever they, drinks or snack or whatever they want. But I still make sure I put myself first in the morning because it's very important.
I love that perspective, Bridget. And I don't know if you want to mention or talk about this now, or if you wanted to plug this in later, but you told me in passing the other day that you don't actually have to get up like at a set time. Do you want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah. I'm home all day. I work from home. I don't have a set hour when I have to be logged on. I can log on at any time I want. So like I could sleep till the last possible second until the kids wake me up, and I could drag on my morning and, not work until later on in the morning or in the afternoon, but or even just do my workout in the afternoon. But I choose not to, because I like to set my day with that movement, because it really makes a big difference in how the rest of my day goes, especially, with chasing the kids and all that. Like, it's just, like I said, like, I don't have to get up, but I can feel the difference when I do just get up and get it done than when I just push it off.
I love that. She said, when we were talking the other day, she said, I don't have to get up. I want to get up. And I'm like, oh, that's so good. That's so good. And like, y'all, I believe firmly that you can train yourself to become a morning person. And I hope that I didn't plan it that all, because when I sat with these gals the other day, I was like, okay, who's already a morning person? And like, show me your hands, like, because I want to know like both sides, right? And all of them like had their hands down. They're like, we're not morning people. And I was like, okay. But I love it. Like, none of them started as morning people, and they've cultivated this routine. And again, one of the reasons that the four of them were picked for this and selected to call, or for this call, is because there's not a day that goes by that I don't see them on Win the Morning. And I'm just so inspired by it. So I love that, you guys. Beyond just Win the Morning, though, I can't help but notice that the four of you ladies are not just connected. You don't just simply log on to Win the AM and that's it. You plug into team calls on Mondays. You join and participate in book clubs. You've already kind of chatted about that a little bit. You get to events when possible, whether they're virtual or in person. Even if it's hard to leave the kids, you find your way to get to those events. And even building coaching businesses as well, and I hope you guys heard in the beginning, a lot of them started because the original place they were wasn't offering the kind of community that they needed to be successful. So they came to this team because this team holds true to its promise about community, right? And upon getting here and getting surrounded by the community, realized that they had a passion for helping other people become a part of this community too. So it didn't stop with them. So they're also building coaching businesses. So ladies, I want to know, do you think there's a connection between getting on Win the Morning and then like building up to becoming a coach and wanting to serve and help others? Do you think there's a connection with getting on Win the Morning and also then plugging into the other, like I said, Silver Platter resources we have? What does Win the Morning, like what has it done to help you lean in to more of what the team has to offer? Andrea, why don't we kick it off with you?
Yeah, I think that Win the Morning has just helped me to be on my journey, to share my journey, and to be plugged in as a coach. It makes me want to feel connected with all of the others on the team. I see Amanda every morning. I see Olivia every morning. And it's just natural then that we flow into a Saturday morning when we do our workout and have a conversation on book club. That I think that there's, just a big connection between being on your journey, getting on Win the Morning, having that consistency, and then being involved in everything else for your coaching business.
Andrea, I love that. And you also talked a little bit when we were chatting the other day about like text buddies and things like, can you talk about the relationships that kind of have been forged through that?
Yeah, so a couple things actually to touch on that. So on my team specifically, I've had a lot of success with my downline joining Win the Morning. And I'd like to say that that's because they see me doing it. And it's kind of just set the example for them. And now they like can't live without it. And then I've also served as a accountability buddy for fellow coaches, texting them and saying like, hey, are you up? Like, get your butt out of bed. Let's go. Doesn't even have to be someone in my downline.
So good. So good. And I love like when I see that happening, like the cross-pollination of success sisters. It's fun. Olivia, you kind of have a similar story as Andrea, that you were kind of already involved in some of the other things going on in our community. So Win the Morning was like a natural progression. Can you talk about your experience with the connection here?
Yeah, so before I was like kind of wishy-washy with getting on book clubs and when and like team calls and stuff. Like I like to get on them, but I wasn't consistent. But once when the morning came, and then you saw all these people every single day, every morning, you saw the same people, and you really wanted to get to know them better. So I think that really drew me to want to be like meet them in person and connect with them on Saturday mornings. And I used to get on like even on Sunday mornings, and I'm like, oh wait, we don't have like people don't usually work out on Sunday mornings. And so it's just really like nice when you're seeing everyone and you really want to connect with them because they literally become part of your life. Like it's weird if I get on and I'm like, okay, is Andrea like, did Sherry get off? Like, did she get on this morning? It's something you just think about, and it's really nice. I love getting on Win the Morning because it's just part of my morning, and I would not enjoy not seeing everyone.
Yeah. And I like to think of it like, how can you be the kind of person that your community would miss you if you stop showing up, right? Like they would notice, and I think about that before Win the AM, I would think about that like in our bod group communities. Like I want to be the type of woman that if I don't post or log my workout, someone's going to check in on me and say, is everything okay today? Right. Or after a couple of days, you know what I mean? And I think the same thing now is evolving into Win the Morning, that it's like, if I don't see Bridget on one day, okay, I'll give Bridget a free pass. She's allowed a free pass. But if Bridget goes like 2 or 3 days, like I'm gonna be knocking on Bridget's virtual door, asking her where she's at. Is she okay? And that's the beauty of this. You start to form relationships with people, and that keeps you accountable. I hope you're hearing this. This is how you win February, because you get to be a part of something that's bigger than just yourself. Amanda, you kind of have a similar experience with Olivia of like that craving it on the weekends. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so I think Win the Morning is definitely like a great way to dive in. Sorry, Ada's trying to say hi to everyone. And I know we brought up that it's also a great way because you don't have to talk to anyone. I think some people don't realize what Win the Morning is, but you can get on at any time you want. You can do whatever workout you want, and you just push play, and other people are working out, and no one's looking at each other or doing anything. It's just, having that connection there. And honestly, I get excited every single morning to get on. I'm like, oh, who am I going to see today? And it's the same thing like with Olivia. I'm like, if I didn't see Andrea, I'm like, was I like so late that she already got off? Or, you wonder who the two girls are that are always on. But yeah, getting on Win the Morning also, it like gets you excited, and it made me like crave the connection even more, so that I wanted to be on book club. Like I couldn't wait on Saturdays, and sometimes on Sundays I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Sunday, we don't have book club or Win the Morning, although we can hop on, but a lot of people usually don't on Sunday. So it definitely made me like crave that connection and want to dive into all the other team calls and events and anything that I could really, get to.
And Amanda, this is like unscripted. This is off the script. So don't be mad at me. But I remember you saying when you first started your journey that a lot of like Win the AM and book club and that consistency of the people you'd see and connect with was really great for you because you were in a season of life where you felt a little bit lonely and like without girlfriends. Can you talk about that just a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think I joined this team after I had Ada, and we were in the middle of the pandemic. And because I had my first daughter, a baby, like I didn't want to go anywhere or see anyone. So being able to like dive into this and have so many friends online and actually have connection when I couldn't have physical connection was like everything.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. And Leah, to kind of speak on your point, absolutely. That's one of the reasons Win the AM is really good for me, and getting on calls like this and getting on book club is good for me because I work from home too. And a lot of what I'm doing is through a screen, and like you guys are like the people I get to actually have a adult conversation with, and not like just speak in a dog voice, dog mom voice all day. Oh, Lord, help me. Bridget, you, my friend, were new and nervous. Haley in the chat, I love that you said you thought it would be scary to get on, and it's not. This is a perfect segue because Bridget was new and she was nervous. Girlfriend, unmute. Tell us about how you had to just rip the Band-Aid.
Yeah, I was so scared to get on Win the AM at first, because I'm like, I hadn't been working out for a while. I'm like, oh, I have to pause a lot because like I have to catch my breath. I have to do a lot of modifications. And it's like, I just felt so scared and felt so like to be, I didn't want to be judged. I'm like, oh, these girls are probably so much farther ahead in their journey than me and all that. And then what really changed for me was I hopped on the my first super weekend in April. It was virtual, and we did like a group workout, and that like made me realize like it's not that scary. Like no one's really judging us. We're all just supporting each other. No matter where anyone is on their journey, there's still times when we have to modify, and we're still getting pushed to our limits where we, may have to take a quick second break and catch our breath. But like we're all worried more about what we're doing than what anyone else is doing. And that was really the turning point for me, was that event right there and working out with everyone. And it really, then I started getting on Win the Morning a little bit here and there. And then finally, like you get just more comfortable the more you hop on. And that's what happened to me. And now I'm just so comfortable with it, where if I miss a day, it's like uncomfortable for me, because it's like, I'm just so used to getting on. And the more comfortable I got just hopping on Win the Morning, it made me more comfortable to lean into all the other aspects as well, all the events, the book clubs, the team calls, flying to Dallas to meet all you ladies in person, because I had felt like I had known you guys because I had seen your faces like almost every day on a screen, and it's just made me so much more comfortable. And so it's not scary. So hop on, because it's really is amazing.
And it's just so funny because, and I love that you have that as a piece of your story, because that's so helpful, because I know you're not alone. And I know that there are women right now who are stopping themselves from getting on because they have a perception that is probably not accurate. Right. And we do that in everything. Like we have our perception and then we have reality. Right. And the reality is nobody's looking at you, boo boo. Right. Like no one's looking at you, except I did look at Bridget, and I do catch people sometimes when they're doing things that are like, I'm just like, wow, like I'm so wowed. And one special moment that I caught Bridget with was when after Christmas, Ella got a little mini stationary bike, just like Mama's. And after Christmas, like she was there pedaling like right next to Bridget. And I was just like, this is why we do it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a mom yet, but I know the power of your example, ladies. And I'm not a mom yet, but I also know the power of my example with my husband. So you don't even have to be married. It could be the power of the example in your innermost circle, but your example, ladies, is everything. And I think about the power of my example, and that's sometimes what gets me out of bed when I don't feel like it. So thank you for sharing that. Yes, I love all the people chatting in the commenting in the chat and connecting about people who are struggling, because you don't have to struggle alone. Let's remember that. And we're going to get to that here in a second. I do have a question for that, but let's talk first about quick rapid fire. What's a morning must have for you First of all, we already know Energize is a must-have for everyone. So rapid fire quick, Andrea, what's your favorite way to make Energize? What team are you?
I'm mixed berry. I have to have it with cold water and lots of ice.
Okay, I love it. Team mixed berry. Olivia, what are you? What do you do?
I do lemon, half fruit punch, always.
Nice. Amanda.
I'm team lemon all the way, and I have to have it with a lot of ice as well.
Bridget.
I am also lemon with ice, and I also add the hydrate and collagen in as well.
Heck yeah, girl. Hydrate y'all right now with the dry, cold air, like it's everything for our cells. So if you've never tried hydrate is so good inside of your Energize. It's just so good. Okay, cool. Now that we got that out of the way, because that's the most pressing question. What, in addition to your Energize, is a morning must-have, Andrea?
I just really like the quiet time in the morning. It's just my husband, he's still sleeping every morning when I get up, but that's what's really like special to me is that quiet time. I have to start my day with like my prayer journal and just reflecting on what I'm giving thanks to God for.
Love that. Olivia, what's a must-have for you?
I have to have breakfast every single morning. Doesn't matter. If I don't eat breakfast, I will stop my workout and go get something else to eat.
I love it. I love it. Amanda, what about you?
Hey, as long as I have my Energize, I'm good. That's all I need.
It's simple. I love it. Actually, no, but you had. Oh no, never mind. That's the next question. That's the next question about our pro tips. Okay, Bridget, what about you? What do you got to have?
I have to move my body, like even if it's just like a stretching workout, like on a day I'm sore or something, like I have to move my body because it just makes all the difference. So
yeah, for sure. And guys, I asked them this question about what's their must-have, and Energize absolutely can be it. But I find that if I have something that I'm looking forward to, it makes it easier when the alarm goes off to want to get out of bed. You know what I'm saying? So make something exciting for yourself. Like, what are you looking forward to in the morning that's just yours and it's unique for you? Okay, ladies, some pro tips. Give us some pro tips here. How do you prep? Because we know that winning the morning is not going to happen. If everyone on this call says, you know what, tomorrow I'm going to win the morning. I'm going to set the alarm for 5 a.m. And when the alarm goes off, I'm going to get up and I'm going to do the thing. And they do nothing other than set their alarm earlier. I feel like they're going to fail. If not tomorrow, it's just not going to go on. Mainly because I believe winning the morning starts in the evening. There's some preparation that you have to do in order to have success come 5 a.m. or whenever that alarm comes off. So, Andrea, what do you do to prep ahead of time to win your morning?
So couple kind of pro tips is I always know like what workout I'm doing ahead of time. I'm usually following a calendar. However, in like October, I was doing more of like body workouts and 30-day breakaway, but I still had it all like planned out and I knew what I was doing the next day, especially I go to work in the morning too. So I have to know, do I have like a 30-minute workout, a 45-minute workout so I can back into like when I need to leave for the day. I do set my clothes out the night before. It wasn't something I always did. I recently started doing that. And I actually set 3 alarms because I don't get up on the first one.
Hey, whatever works, right? Whatever gets you out of bed. I love that. Was it Mel Robbins in her recent book that said that you don't even need to put the workout clothes on, like just put them on the floor so you trip over them, like right, so they become an obstruction that you're like, dang it, these stupid workout clothes are in my way again, right? So like, even if you're not going to win the morning tomorrow, I dare you to throw your workout clothes on the floor so that you're forced to trip over them, so that you're like, okay, that's what I'm supposed to do. Okay. I love it. Who's next? Liv, what do you got for us? How do you prep ahead of time?
Okay, so my phone, if you have an iPhone, you have a bedtime setting. You can set that to whatever you want. Mine is set to 8 p.m. And at 7:45, it lets me know, hey, like your bedtime's coming up. And then my phone will like shut down it doesn't like shut down, but it goes on to do not disturb mode. at 8 o'clock. And I've been always like, I really enjoy going to bed early. It's my thing. My husband he comes to bed at 8 o'clock. It's not his thing, but he does it anyway. And our dog is on a schedule. Like everyone in the house knows 8 o'clock bedtime. So that's really what I do to prep. I only have one alarm in the morning, and if I don't wake up to it, then I'm screwed. So it's kind of like, all right, that's my alarm. Don't hit snooze, because if you hit snooze, you're not going to get up again.
I love that. Brendan Richard has a 3-2-1 method that he talks about before bed, and it's 3 hours before bed, no food, 2 hours, no work, and then 1 hour, no screens. So this is your pro tip is amazing, because everyone can take this into effect. Like, I dare you to stop using your phone, stop looking at your screen an hour before you're planning to go to bed, and put it down, right? Just put it down. I love that. Amanda, what's your pro tip for us? This one's unique. I like it.
Yeah, so similar to Andrea, I like to know what workout I'm going to do because I have to leave at a specific time. And I do lay my clothes out sometimes because I try to be a little bit quiet because my husband does not wake up when I wake up. So I like to not disturb him or the dogs, because if the dogs wake up, then they're just going nuts. But one of my unique tips is I actually, I have to have ice in my Energize. So I make my cup of ice a lot of times the night before, and I put it in the freezer because the ice maker is really loud and I don't want to wake up the baby in the morning. So I like to try to remember to do that so that I'm not making a bunch of racket.
Yes, I told Amanda that this tip was money, because I can't tell you how many people over the years I've spoken to that are like, I can't drink my shake because I can't use the blender early in the morning. And I'm like, really, we're gonna go down that road, but okay. So I love that, like, she's combating that, like, just make it the night before and put it in the freezer. I love it. Bridget, any pro tips for us about the night before prepping?
Yeah, so basically, I, like everyone else, I need to know what workout I'm doing. I try to lay my clothes out the night before. Sometimes I forget, and then I'm scrambling in the morning because normally they are in the dryer or in a pile of laundry basket because they're not folded. So I like to try to get them out the night before. I like to know like what personal development I'm going to be reading. And I also like to make sure that my Apple Watch is charged because I do track my workouts with it. And so I make sure that I put that on the charger every night so that it is charged and ready to go for the morning.
Oh, Annie is absolutely right. It does not count. It doesn't count. Oh, Lord. Guys, I'm going to move on to the last question because I'm looking at the time and I just want to make sure that we respect everybody's evening, because what do I want you to go do? I want you to start winning the morning. I want you to start getting excited about, okay, like, let me get excited about seeing the faces of these women who are moving in the direction that I'm moving every morning and set the tone for my day. Like, I dare you. I dare you not to do it tomorrow. I dare you to do it like all February. That's it, just February. And then if after February you do it every day for not even 28 days, it'd be like 20 days, right, of February, and it doesn't work, and you feel you don't feel better about your life, you don't feel like you're making better choices throughout the day, you don't feel any different, I don't know, I'll send you a gift card, okay? And you never have to win the morning ever again. But I promise you that if you start cultivating this, things are going to shift. And so, ladies, I want to hear as we wrap up, what has this done for you? This morning routine, what does it mean to you? What's sacred about it? And what I like to think about personally is I think about the struggles that I've gone through in my life and in my journey, and the times when I'm struggling, when I kind of choose to lean in, because we have two choices when we struggle, right? Some of us lean in when we struggle and focus on those small things we can control. And some of us just take a step back and let life just overtake us and become chaotic. You ladies do a really great job of leaning in. I know firsthand that y'all have walked through some really hard things in the last couple of years. And so I want to know what's happened as a result. What's this done for you in your life? What's happened as a result of leaning in through struggles? Andrea, you want to start for us?
Yeah, so a couple of things. One, my first big struggle that made me lean in is I lost my job right when the pandemic hit, March 2020. The company I worked for just went bankrupt, and I didn't have any options, and nobody was hiring in a pandemic. So I got on was kind of win the morning every single day with a couple other girls, and we just worked our business. And I think that that was really like the start of things for me, that like I didn't have any place to go, that I got up and I did my workout, and then I got into working my coaching business. That it kept my brain going and not thinking about all of the negative things, and I felt productive that during that time, instead of just choosing to kind of wallow in my sorrow of losing my job. And then I think from there, in 2021 I've had 2 miscarriages, and I think that having my routine that like starts my day and has developed my faith, and brought me closer to God, has helped me to get through those times, especially this last time. I think that I bounced back so much quicker because of this faith that I've grown, that has started from winning my morning.
Thank you for that, Andrea. And, you know, it's crazy walking through those seasons. You know, I've had the gift of being able to walk alongside of Andrea through that, and maybe not side by side, but, you know, right at Christmas time, when Andrea was hit with another bout of struggling, we were able to be like, Andrea, we're all here working out right now. Like, just get on. Just get on. Like, we love you. Get on here. But again, you don't build your shelter when it's storming. You build your shelter when it's sunny. So right now is when all of you guys can get into a community, get plugged into a place like this, like I said, that would miss you if you stop showing up, or that will surround you when you're struggling. We can't do that if we don't know you. And how do we get to know you is through this platform. It's such a beautiful place. So thank you for opening up and sharing all that with us. Olivia, what about you? What does this mean to you? What has it done for you in your life?
So I'm kind of at that place where I haven't hit like super struggles in my life. So this is me building, and I watched people go through those struggles, and I miss them when they're gone, and I want them back. So I just like, I build now. So one day, if I hit that struggle, if I'm not on for like 2 or 3 days and I'm not on vacation, and you guys are like, someone I know will contact me and be like, okay, what the heck is going on? Like, get your butt back here and start doing what you need to do, because I know that you're not in the right headspace. Because that's what we're here for. We're really good friends, and we will miss you if you're gone. And it's really hard watching people go. So that's where I am. 2020 was a great year. It was a terrible year, obviously, but it was like a great year for me personally, like to build, because of how much I knew. Like, I worked from home and I didn't have anyone to like talk to all day. And even now, like, I work from home and I need this. Like, I need to have friends. I need to have people to talk to. Otherwise, my poor husband will hate me because I just talk his ear off all day. So I build now because that's what I need.
I love that. It's such a beautiful perspective to think about, you know, the forward thinking of it, that I don't know when I'll get hit with a struggle. Struggle is inevitable. The trial is inevitable. But I'm going to build right now because I want something to be able to stand on when that does come inevitably. So we are here for you, girl. Amanda, what about you?
Yeah, so this Win the AM and this team really has like truly changed the game for me. You guys give me motivation, connection, excitement, everything. And during my last pregnancy, I actually was on a different team, and I completely like fell off the face of the earth, and I stopped taking care of myself. I just sat on the couch and ate food all day long, and no one noticed, and no one said anything to me, and no one really cared. But I know this time that if I did do that, I would have all of these ladies here being like, where are you? I didn't see you today, and what's going on? And you guys are always here for us no matter what. And I always have someone to turn to, and that's just, it's a total game changer. It's the best.
I love that. Bridget, before you talk, no, you talk first. I'm gonna share something after you're done talking, but go ahead. Tell us what this has meant to you in your 11 months tomorrow anniversary of joining us.
This has been everything. Without this team, without this morning routine, I would not have the success that I have in my journey that I have gotten this last year. I have had the most success with not just weight loss, but with my mindset. So physically, mentally, emotionally, the changes that I have gone through in this last year, I really could not do without like the support of all you guys. Every day I still feel like I struggle with being pregnant, raising a 3-year-old, raising a 1-year-old. It is very hard. Jeffrey is testing me every single day of my life, and I don't even want to know where I would be emotionally and mentally if I did not have this routine. Because even though I am still struggling, I am in a much better place than I was when I first started, because I was definitely going through postpartum depression when I first started. And my routine, my workouts, my personal development, changing my mindset, everything has brought me out of that. And it's just been a game changer, honestly.
This is the ripple effect, you guys. I hope tonight you're seeing the ripple effect of what happens when one person says yes to themselves, another person witnesses that and gets inspired by that, and then says yes to themselves, and then another person witnesses it, gets inspired by it, and says yes to themselves, and the ripple just keeps going, and lives are being transformed. And it's just incredible. And I hope that gives you hope and inspiration that it doesn't have to stop with you either, that you have the power. That's why our team is called Inspire Beauty, because you have the power to inspire beauty in the lives of others through your actions and behaviors. You also have the power to inspire dirty and ugly and hate and negativity. And you can inspire that stuff too. You absolutely can. But I choose to be a light in a place that could potentially be dark every day on social media, right? And it's just so powerful. You guys, I want to share the screen really quick. Bridget gave me permission for this ahead of time, y'all. She knows what's coming. But you guys, this is a visual representation of what Winning the Morning does, because Bridget, like she said, came in about 11 months ago, was really nervous in the beginning to get on this whole like Zoom thing. But then, April was probably the super weekend. So let's call it 2 months into her journey. She ripped the Band-Aid and said, okay, I'm going to start consistently doing this. And I'm pretty certain that this picture will speak for itself. This is Bridget when she joined. This is Bridget recently, pregnant with child number 3. I think that's my favorite part. I think that's my favorite part, is that you're freaking pregnant in it, right? Like, yes, like it's just so good. And the face, the smile, I told her, Bridget, you've given yourself years back on your life. But I think about her 3 kids. I think about her husband. I think about the people in Bridget's life that see that example day in and day out. I'm inspired. I told these ladies that I was so grateful for their yes to speak, because them telling me their stories as we were prepping this got me re-energized for why I do what I do, right? But even just seeing that and seeing, like, physically seeing what Bridget's Bridget's not the top coach in this network. And that's okay. She has the potential to go so far in this business. We're not even talking about the business. That picture has nothing to do with, oh, what Bridget coaches other people, or Bridget, that has nothing to do with anything other than the fact that Bridget just decides every morning, like she said, she doesn't have to get up. but she wants to get up. And that choice that all four of these ladies make every day, that they don't have to get on Win the Morning. No one here is like handcuffing you to your laptop in the morning. They don't have to. They want to, and they get to, and they choose to. And that is the impact of that. And I'm just so, so proud of you. I'm so proud. I know, Amanda, you said that you have a very distinct transformation between pregnancy 1 versus pregnancy 2 right now. And you can definitely share that with us at some point, maybe this week. Drop it in the team page and share a little bit about that. But you guys, I hope you were inspired tonight. Ladies, is there anything that you didn't get a chance to say that is really pressing on your heart that you want to make sure you say before we close out?
Yes. So we are all Eastern girls. We are Eastern time zone girls. We get on early, we understand, but sometimes we don't, we don't have to go to work. We take days off and we get on later, and there is no one there to get on with us. So if you are like in the Pacific time zone, I know Leia gets on for sure. But I know like people do fall off after Brittany usually. So if you have people that like want to get on and need the inspiration, I'm sure Brittany stays on for a while, like, and you probably can. And if people show up, she'll stay, but like, we don't want to stay if we're by ourselves. So if you need the motivation to get up, just jump on and stay on, because we won't know that you're there if you get on and then get off immediately because no one else is there. I've been on plenty of times by myself. I know Amanda has, I know Andrea has, like, because we're usually like one of the first people. I'm sure Beth has, like, we get on and people aren't there and we still do it. So we want to see you, please.
Yeah. And what's our team? Our whole team motto is, it starts with me, right? And so how can I ever expect, this morning, that's all I thought of was, far be it from me not to get on Win the Morning on the day we're talking about getting on Win the Morning. Could you imagine if today I didn't get on Win the Morning, Bridget? You'd be like, aren't we speaking about Win the Morning? Where's Brit? Like, right? You'd be like calling me out on my own BS, my own blind spots, my own, so it starts with us. It starts with you. And what's the worst case? The worst case is you get on, no one else is there, and you have a great morning. Like, you win. Like, that worst case is you win. Better case scenario is you win with others. You get to watch other people win alongside of you, right? So it's always open though, y'all, 24/7, 365. And one of the coolest things that you can start doing is, like, if you are a Sunday workout person, you want to take a body class on Sunday, drop it on the team page and say, hey, like, Heather's on this call right now. She does such a phenomenal job of engaging her journey onto Inspire Beauty. I love seeing Heather drop her sweaty selfies when she does those spin classes, or today she checked in and asked, what's everybody doing for their workouts right now? I'm trying to pick a new program. Like, that's your page to communicate about your journey. That's your page to stay plugged in to those resources. So that's a great place to say, hey, I'm getting home from work today at 6 p.m. I haven't pressed play yet. I did not win my morning, but far be it from me to not win my day. So who wants to join me, right? And use that as the accountability, because you can 100% utilize it, even if it's not the morning. Yeah, I love that you brought that up, Olivia. Thank you so much for that reminder of the time zones and whatnot. Thank you. Guys, ladies, I'm so grateful, seriously, for your yes, the four of you, the preparation it took for you guys tonight, but also just your example. You wouldn't have been able to speak on this call today if for literally the last few years, I haven't been witnessing your example, pushing me in my own journey. So thank you guys so much for being an inspiration to me every day. I love it. I freaking love it. I'm not going to put any questions in the chat, but if you guys do have questions for these ladies about their morning routine or anything they may have missed or need some support, you can definitely drop it under the post that I'll put on the team page after we get the recording up and all the things. Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, I already got my pictures and my stuff tonight, so I don't need anything. Does anybody need a picture real quick for their gram? Y'all are good? Awesome. We'll have an amazing night tonight, you guys. But remember, if you're pushing for Success Club, the night's not over for you. You can still stay on here. Number 2, Wednesday, we have a girls' night and happy hour where we're going to be talking all about what we do as coaches and how you can too. So if you're inspired a little bit about coaching tonight, Wednesday is definitely a call for you. So have a great night, you guys, and I will see you on Wednesday.